So, at AEW Revolution, we saw the AEW debut of the one, the only Christian Cage. Yep, Cage was revealed to be the mystery signing that Paul White, the Big Show, was touting as a Hall of Fame level signing. And he has a new catchphrase, outwork everyone. And it's very fitting for Christian because he's one of the best workers of all time. No matter what company he's been in, whether it was TNA, WWF, WWE, wherever, he's been great. He signed a multi-year deal with AEW, and in the past few weeks, we've seen him come out, sign the contract, do his little looking for the peeps. He went face-to-face with Kenny Omega and had a little exchange with him, and then he cut a promo last week and made it abundantly clear that his goal is the AEW World Championship. And Trevor, I don't know about you, but the second I heard like the countdown, right? Because it's weird. I was watching old TNA matches, like I watched like an old Lockdown from 2007 with Christian, right? And I heard like the music, right? The and I was like, no. I was like, we're not even like, because there were rumors that we'd get Christian, right? But when I heard that, I was like, oh, we're not getting Christian. We're getting Christian Cage.
Yes.
Oh, it was amazing. All right. So let me know what do you think about the signing? What do we think of Christian Cage in AEW?
So Christian was one of my favorite wrestlers. Like Edge and Christian, one of my favorite tag teams. Christian was one of my favorite wrestlers. I loved the airhead like surfer thing him and Edge used to do. It was amazing. But you noticed especially when they split him up, Christian was never like. They didn't market him the way they did Edge, But even though he wasn't marketed like Edge was, he still outworked even the top talents in the ring when he was with them, like Batista at the time, even Bradshaw at the time. Like the guys that were pushed really higher than him, he outworked them while he was in the same ring with them. So that moniker, outwork everyone, works. It definitely works. He's a hell of a worker. One of the main reasons I watched TNA for so long, and he was the best worker in that ring at most times.
He's the only reason I actually know what TNA is, because I was flipping through channels and I saw Christian and I was like, oh, what? Whoa, what is this?
Right? He was the face that helped a lot of people go into it. I mean, like Jeff Hardy as well. I mean, if you're an older wrestling guy, Jeff Jarrett. And early on, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect, he was in it. I mean, they had guys to help, but Christian really helped sell TNA. And when I saw him in AEW, I'm like, yes, the peeps are back. Like, it was. I liked it a lot, but I just hope that they don't push him too early on into a title match with Kenny, because that might get on average wrestling fans' nerves a little bit. It kind of shy him away from the performer he actually is. But good job, Tony. Good, you get another one for this.
Yeah, and look, to all the people who were like, "Oh, but it should have been CM Punk," it was never going to be CM Punk. Look, if CM Punk was going to debut, I promise you, Tony Khan would not make that a surprise. He would make that he would like announce it beforehand and be like, if you want to see him, buy the pay-per-view. Like that's because he's a smart businessman. Like Christian Cage is a great surprise, right? But is he going to make people buy the pay-per-view who weren't going to buy it already? Probably not. CM Punk, on the other hand, is more of a household like kind of name, right? He's like more cross appeal is what I'm trying to say. But Christian Cage in AEW, it makes sense, and like, oh, people are like, oh, he's 47, he's not gonna work. Like the WWE champion is 44 and Bobby Lashley right now. Like, so let's like the whole age doesn't matter, I think, as much as it used to. I think when you get into like 55, that's when you're like, okay, that's when it's like pushing it. But like Christian is 47. He's fresh. He hasn't wrestled in 7 years. He's fresh. He doesn't have a lot of debilitating injuries. He's chilling.
He looks in good shape. I mean, like, I mean, and shit, Sting just wrestled a couple pay-per-views away. He's what, 60?
61. Granted, that was like a cinematic match, but
true.
He still worked.
He looked decent though. He actually did. He didn't look bad. But like, I mean, to me, I think we're getting into those times because I remember when I was a kid and you would see like guys like Dusty Rhodes put on the tights, and Dusty was clearly in his 50s, and you see Ric Flair and things like that put on the tights and wrestle a little bit. I mean, I think we're becoming those fans because it was reverse back when us, and now I think we're starting to see our heroes get older, and a lot of us like, oh, he's too old to wrestle, but if he still has gas in the tank, leave him alone. Let him do what he does. Jericho is up there, and he still got gas in the tank. I mean, just let him do what he does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to whatever they do. They could do a lot of things too with Christian. They could rebuild Christian's coalition, have him, and that's the thing people I think underestimate about having like not even like older but like more experienced people.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can build like, and I like the way that AEW has kind of built their factions because it's not like constant factional warfare, right? It's not like, oh, NWO Black versus NWO Hollywood versus NWO Latino, like
right.
The Latino World Order and the Blue World, like they don't have like it's not all gimmicky. Like they have certain teams. It's kind of like MMA. You know what I'm saying? They have certain teams built up, right? But you don't exclusively see factions versus factions. You see wrestler who has to go against factions, which like Darby Allin's faced like all the members of Team Taz, and he's kind of working his way through that, and that helps I think both sides kind of build up the reputation.
But I'll tell you what, I would like to see an old school WCW faction like backlot brawl. I would love to see something like that. Just at least like for a month or so. I would like, especially AEW, because AEW could do it better than WWE.
Yeah, I think the thing that AEW has, they're patient. They're patient and they know when to stop. That's one thing they've proven time and again with their ability to book, with Tony Khan especially, with his ability to kind of know what people want to see and how much people want to see it. And I think they will, if they ever were to do like a factional thing, like an inner warfare, it would be actually cool. But I think we're probably gonna have to wait on that. But still, I would like, I would like to see like the whole Christian coalition thing done again because it worked so well in TNA. Like they made AJ Styles look like AJ Styles was perfect for his career. You could put him with someone like, I don't know, Darby Allin's the guy who comes to mind. Darby doesn't really need to be in a faction. Like you could do something maybe with Jungle Boy if you want to turn him and take him to the next level. You could do even Hangman Page. There are younger people who could use the rub. Like Brian Pillman Jr. I think is probably a good name to put out there. Christian can be like, I wrestled your dad, right? And like I see a lot in you, and like that's just obviously like a one of these things. I think there's a lot to do with Christian Cage. The possibilities are endless, and we're just excited to see them. But yeah, Christian, dude, it's gonna be good to see him. It's gonna be good to see him, and
honestly, I can't wait to see what he still has in the tank. I really want to see that.
Yeah, man. I mean, so far, he's got the peeps thing down. He
can still move his arm.
He can see. So vision is very important, especially for someone who's pushing 50. But no, we love Christian. He is one of the best, most underrated wrestlers, quite frankly, of all time. Like his work in TNA, some of the like best work I've ever seen in wrestling. Like he was the super heel that ran the place. And he gave TNA a lot of legitimacy, and then that cannot be understated. Like what he did for TNA, especially that early on, was vastly important for that company. So thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.